This time we are doing darker one because we are doing Chill's top 15 scary videos that will keep you up all night. So let's go. Check volume.
15 in the hallway. Sometimes that ghoul in the hallway just wants to be a part of the group. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. Lucky1196 right.
What?
Sometimes that ghoul in the hallway just wants to be a part of the group. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. Lucky1196 writes,
Nice.
Is that real or just good acting and editing? The clip shows a small group of friends sitting on the floor and hanging out as the shot pans from one friend to the other. It passes the darkened hallway beyond, but though it should be empty, there appears to be someone crouching in the darkness. Once the cameraman finally notices the intruder, he gets up and walks towards the hallway. For a moment, there's only darkness, but once the lights are on, there's clearly nothing there. Who was watching them, and what did he want? Number 14, Poltergeist. When a poltergeist displays his candor over a period of several days, you gotta see it for what it is, a permanent unwanted house guest. Published to YouTube in October of 2019, this video shows a series of poltergeist activities occurring in this couple's kitchen. On day 4, the salt and pepper shakers sitting on the kitchen countertop start to move slightly, then the salt falls over altogether. On day 8, the couple is in the kitchen. The woman is cooking something and sets the hand blender on the counter. It's turned off. She goes to the fridge to retrieve an egg, and this happens. She drops the egg in fright, while the man calmly turns off the blender. On day 24, the man enters his kitchen to get a glass of water. His back turned to the stove. One of the burners suddenly turns on of its own accord. A pan on the stove slowly slides over to the lit burner, again all on its own. The man just stands there drinking his water, watching this happen. He takes 2 eggs from the fridge and sets them on the counter, inviting the poltergeist to cook. Maybe this is the best way to go about living with a poltergeist. Just accept that you have a third, somewhat mischievous roommate. Number 13, someone's home. When you think you're home alone, and then this happens. Posted to the Ghosts subreddit by Esco Season 95. The Redditor writes, I was messing around with my dog, just us two were home, and my door did this.
Okay.
The video shows the Redditor playing with her dog's mouth, baring his teeth, when suddenly behind him, the door, which is opened into the bedroom, slowly swings closed before slamming shut. She specifies that her door never closes like this, and there were no doors or windows open to create a draft. While some think there are too many ways to fake videos with closing doors, others don't believe it's faked, but cite air pressure or other circumstances that might have caused this. Dark Lord of Pretzels writes, whether or not it's paranormal doesn't matter, because if I was home alone and that exact scenario happened to me, I'd nope out of there so fast. I feel like most of us would agree with that statement. Number 12, something out there. What we don't know can't hurt us. Maybe. Published to TikTok by John Vasquez. He writes, caught on my cousin's trail cam. Proof that there is something out there that we don't know about. A small buck is captured in the forefront of the shot, while behind him in the forest, a very strange looking creature passes by. It looks like a multi-tiered stack of pumpkins. The buck seems disturbed by the presence behind him as he quickly turns around and walks a few steps to peer beyond the bush. While many in the comments note that the buck obviously sensed it, a TikTok user notes the creature is something best left alone. That's probably the best advice. Number 11, traffic stopping tiger. When you're cruising down a highway at night, sometimes you start to see things, but you're not imagining this. These commuters encountered an enormous royal Bengal tiger on a highway in India. Published to YouTube in July of 2020, the full-size tiger was found resting on National Highway 7 as commuters pulled over to avoid disturbing the big cat. The highway is located near Pench National Park, from which the tiger likely wandered to take a peaceful rest in the middle of traffic. The park is home to a larger tiger population. Commuters' viral videos of the incident include some passengers staying safely inside their vehicles, agitated and concerned that the tiger might notice them, while others get out to take live video of the panting tiger. The police team and forest department were called to the area after eyewitnesses reported the obstacle. Fortunately, the Bengal did not harm anyone and simply rose from its spot after resting and returned to the forest without any intervention. This isn't the first time tigers have chosen the highway for lounging. Earlier this year, 4 were found resting in the middle of the road. Kind of puts a whole new spin on a traffic jam.
Okay.
Number 10, home intruder. There's perhaps no greater fear than a home intruder, and this close call attempt, although unsuccessful, published to YouTube on October of 2015, CTV News writes, police are searching for 4 suspects. 2 suspects are seen in the home security footage approaching the front door, but standing with their backs towards it with their hoods up, assumingly to avoid being identified. After one of the suspects knocks on the door, the homeowner opens it a crack, but these 2 walk off, while 2 other accomplices swing around the corner of the home and onto the doorstep, slipping a little on their shoes. They are dressed from head to toe in white, wearing masks and gloves. The homeowner slams the door shut immediately, and thankfully these villains don't manage to get inside. They take off running. The police believe this wasn't a random incident, but called on the public to help identify the suspects. While this clip strikes fear in some, others find the ridiculous slip and slide of the would-be home intruders amusing. Dexter Charles adds, in my experience with home security, rubbing down your front step with butter is really the most effective thing. Hopefully these sticky fingers were captured and faced justice. Number 9, Monster Shark, originally filmed by Ocean X, an ocean exploration initiative whose mission is to explore the ocean and bring it back to the world. This clip will have you wondering if you really want it back.
Okay.
The clip shows the underwater machinery in action, navigating the bottom of the ocean floor when something large disturbs the sands below. Soon you see what that something is. This enormous monster shark scrapes the bottom of the ocean and appears to be in the middle of a meal. As she swallows her prey in one gulp, she doesn't even need to use the many teeth on display. A moment later, the shark swings back around, getting up close and personal with the machinery, and at one point, you can see its giant saucer eye, its gills way too close for comfort. The width of this beast is enough to make the most fearless of warriors turn tail and swim. Thankfully, we don't have to meet her in person.
Damn,
we have machines to bring it back to the world. Number 8, poltergeist activity. You might want to bring a shield and armor when this uninvited guest shows up to your family reunion. Published to YouTube by Ghosted UK in November of 2019. A group of people appears to be watching something going on off screen when all of a sudden a poltergeist pops up beside them. Something up on a shelf is sent crashing to the ground. Startled, the group all turns to look and most start laughing.
Your knees, Andrew, for some reason.
It's unclear what the disturbance was and what object was flung, but it seems to have been thrown with some aggression. Would you be laughing if this happened to you?
Yeah.
Number 7. Someone's in the shower. What would you do if you got a gut feeling that someone was standing behind that shower curtain? Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit, Lucky1196 writes, don't know if this is real or not, but kinda creepy AF. The clip shows the homeowner approach his bathroom, clearly uncertain whether or not someone is hiding in their shower. Like a band-aid, the person yanks the shower curtain in one fell swoop, only to find no one there. But that's not where this ends. In that moment, the light above goes out, making him spring backward from the bathroom. He tries to light the switch several times, but the bathroom light doesn't turn back on. As the shot pulls back into the bathroom, peering closer at the medicine cabinet, the man enters, and the light above starts to flicker again, drawing his attention upward. That's when he captures this horrifying figure on camera. While most in the comments doubt this is real, some give it kudos and call it kinda a nightmare. But Redditor Rodrigo says it best. That one genuinely gave me chills, real or fake. Number 6, Electric
fake.
Sky. If you saw this on the horizon, you may think some serious stuff is going down. Posted to the very spooky video subreddit by RavenTexX, the Redditor writes, "Is this recent? Looks real." The footage shows a dark and stormy scene with heavy clouds on the horizon, and in their midst a blinding beam of light. The light brightens and recedes more, but stays in the sky for quite some time before zapping out, leaving the night in total and utter darkness. While life forms outside of this planet could very well exist, some Redditors have other explanations. Greg the Chief writes, "It could be a transformer. I worked as an electrician the past few years. I never saw something that size, but electric energy has more power than most people think. Since I'm not an electrician, I wouldn't know for sure, but that sounds like a pretty rational explanation."
Yep.
Number 5, who's watching you? Do you feel like you're being watched? Maybe you are. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Gage the Sun, this short clip will have you looking over your shoulder. Titled, "Eyes Out of Nowhere." There is no explanation for this footage. The clip shows two bright blinking eyes in the darkness hidden just beyond a pillar. They blink and then open once more. Then the dim light goes black, and this pair of glowing eyes are all you can see. Don't look into the dark corner of your room after watching this clip, or your imagination will keep you up all night. Number 4, Fresno Nightcrawler. Have you heard of the Fresno Nightcrawler? The cryptoid in question was first caught on video surveillance in Fresno, California. It appears extraterrestrial, looking akin to a long pair of white pants with a tiny head. The figure in this video, published in April of 2020, certainly fits that description. The home surveillance footage from Billings, Montana purportedly captures this bizarre creature. Claudia writes, "The figure appears in the top right corner at the 20-second mark along with sounds that seem to match a pig or some kind of mammal." Right before the timestamp in question, a car appears to drive near the property off camera, casting light into the yard. That's when you see the figure at the top right corner, which looks like it has two legs. Seeming to be scared into stillness, it soon scurries out of sight. If not the Fresno Nightcrawler, what do you think this is? It looks like no mountain lion I've ever seen. Number 3, Haunted Cemetery. Published in July of 2020, the Urban Ghosts Urban Exploration Team took the Randonautica app on a wild ride intended to lead them into places unknown. But somehow, for this team, the random destination was all too familiar. The app wound up taking them to a haunted cemetery that they'd explored 2 years prior. Joe explains that this is a bike park winding back into a cemetery deep into some heavy woods. During their last visit, they'd been scared out of it by what they thought was a bear. At one point, while looking at a grave in the fenced-in cemetery,
These are so old. You can kind of make it out.
whispering is heard in the background. All of Patty's batteries, which were fully charged, are now completely empty. When they fire up the spirit box, the spirit immediately says the name Joe. When asked if there's something they're supposed to find here, the spirit answers, "Near you." Joe feels like they're being watched. They keep hearing a man's voice coming from all directions. Rob, who's taking still images, also captures strange mists that appear in only some photographs. But the scariest find the team discovers in this haunted cemetery is a jewelry box on the ground. After misplacing it, they speak to the spirits through the spirit box again to see what's become of it. The spirit says, "Curtis."
It said Kurt. What did the box say again? Kurt is something. I can't remember.
Later, they happen upon the carved jewelry box, which has somehow been placed ahead of them on the path, and find the inscription Curtis carved into it. Who is Curtis and what's in the box? These questions are going to keep me up all night. Number 2. What happens when you're on an extreme ghost hunt that goes horribly wrong? Published to YouTube in July of 2020, Simply Sereth can answer that question. He suggests using earphones to get the full effect of what happened to him and his crew when they got trapped in by unseen forces while exploring this bungalow. In the video, they wander through the dark abandoned house. It's raining outside, which adds to the creepy ambiance inside the home with its empty windows and doors. Nearly straight away, they keep hearing noises that makes them jump and search around for the source. The home is nightmarish, with bats or birds swooping down from the ceiling every so often. At one point, at 14 minutes 30 seconds, they hear footsteps above. At another point, there's a loud bang at the end of the hallway they're hovering in. While talking through the spirit box, they feel like something is at the end of the hallway again. They run for a moment, but then stall to talk again to the spirit box. They must have felt trapped like rats as they kept hearing noises on opposite ends of the hallway. But thankfully, they eventually escaped with their lives. But did something else come with them? Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe.
So yeah, subscribe to his channel if you like this video, and of course, like his video. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe for more content, and see you guys